This is Dr. Mansi from Homeopathy 360, and today I'm very happy to share this news with you that today we have Dr. Supritha with us for this beautiful evening on the occasion of Christmas. And we are going to learn new topics on homeopathy with Dr. Supritha. So I would like to give a short bio of Dr. Supritha ma'am that she has completed BHMS and MD Homeopathy at Dr. B.D. Jackie Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital and Postgraduate Research Center from Dharwad, Karnataka. She has completed her PG in Materia Medica and secured 7th rank through RGUHS in Homeopathic Materia Medica. So Dr. Supritha ma'am has achieved various ranks in her academic sessions in her academic years. She has secured various top ranks. So, ma'am, she's currently running a clinic at Saidabad and treating various cases like infertility, psoriasis, eczema, and whatnot. So, ma'am, today we are very happy to have you as our speaker. So, ma'am, what is your favorite subject in homeopathy? We want to know.
Obviously, Materia Medica.
Okay, ma'am. So, so from the starting, you have been a bookworm, I think.
Yeah, actually, initially, I used to fear like, how do I remember so many medicines and all?
Yes, ma'am.
And when once years are passing on, then little comparisons and all that would bring upon interest, and my teachers have brought upon a lot of interest in the subject.
Okay. Okay, so ma'am, you loved the homeopathy from the beginning, and I mean, how did you get into this field? I mean, what motivation brings you?
Um, as usual,
Okay, ma'am.
like my father has already used homeopathy, and
Okay.
he got so much benefited from homeopathy.
Okay.
And then
So,
actually, like everybody wants like we aspire to become a doctor, right? So
yeah.
initially, even I wanted to become a doctor. I tried for MBBS, then I couldn't secure a seat there. So my option was to get into homeopathy. So not looking into any other branches, I just opted for homeopathy.
Okay, so you were a homeopath lover from the beginning.
Yeah,
Okay, and so we are also, ma'am. So
yeah,
let's begin this session, ma'am.
yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Okay, ma'am. Please start.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So today's topic is on Ranunculaceae. This is also called as buttercup or crowfoot family. So ranunculus means little frog in Latin. It is a family of about 1700 species of flowering plants throughout the world. Herbaceous plants, they are some of them are woody climbers, like for example, it is clematis, and rarely there are trees like peonia. So if you see, this is a little of you have learned in your plus two. So the leaves are less palmately compound. The flowers are they of these Ranunculaceae plants. They show primitive characteristics. So if you see the classification, it belongs to the angiosperms. Okay, eudicots. I'll share you the classification in the next slides. So these plants, if you see observe the flowers in the picture also, they are very showy and medium size to large size, and these flowers attract the pollinators, that is the insects mainly, and these are radially symmetrical. They contain protoanemonin, which is a toxic to humans and animals. So other poisonous and toxic compounds are also present in these plants, like aconitin, which is also a active principle, and it is poisonous to the animals. Okay, we'll go through all those in the next slides. So now, if you're coming to the classification, division is Phanerogamma, then subdivision Angiosperma, class is Polypetalae, series Thalamiflorae, family is Ranunculaceae. So now here you can see the classification: monocots and eudicots, asterids and rosids, and gymnosperms. So here this is the under eudicots we have ranunculates. Okay. So there are other certain families which come under different subdivisions. So now if you see the uses, they are cultivated flowers, suppose like aconite, delphinium, helleborus, okay, trollius. So other seeds are also used as in spices in Indian and Middle Eastern cuisine. So that is Nigeria sativa. So this is apart from, these are from the Ranunculaceae family, but uh, they are used as some spices and cultivating flowers. So now coming to the important homeopathic remedies, we have aconitum, camerum, ferox, aconitum naples, Actia racemosa, spicata, Adonis vernalis, Aquilegia vulgaris, Caltha palustris, Clematis erecta, Clematis vitalba, Helleborus foetidis, Helleborus niger, Helleborus orientalis. Also we have Helleborus viridis, hepatica, Hydrastis canadensis, Peonia officinalis, Pulsatilla nigricans, Pulsatilla natalia, Ranunculus acris, bulbosus, Ficaria, Flammula, glacialis, repens, scleratus, and Staphysagria. So you can see the pictures I have attached here, like Aconitum camarum, Aconitum naples, Simicifuga racemosa, that is Actia racemosa or Simicifuga racemosa, Actia spicata, Clematis erecta, Helleborus niger, Helleborus orientalis, Helleborus viridis, Hydrastis canadensis, Peonia officinalis. So, as we have already said that flowers are very attractive. Pulsatilla nigricans, Ranunculus bulbosus, Ranunculus acris, repens, scleratus. There is a difference between the flowers in these plants. Staphysagria, Aconitum ferox, spicata, Caltha palustris, Adonis, Helleborus, Ranunculus ficaria, glacialis. So now if you see the common names, a few remedies which we commonly use: Aconitum naples, monk's hood, wolf's bane; Simicifuga racemosa, black snake root; Clematis erecta, upright virgin's bower; Helleborus niger, black hellebore or Christmas rose; Hydrastis canadensis, orange root; Pulsatilla nigricans, meadow anemone; Ranunculus bulbosus, buttercup; Ranunculus scleratus, marsh buttercup; Staphysagria, staves acker. So these are few remedies and their common names. So almost all the plants of this Ranunculus family are poisonous. Some are slightly poisonous and some are slightly narcotic. So aconite is one of the deadliest and most rapidly acting poison. Aconitum ferox is the most poisonous species, which is containing the greatest proportion of aconitin. Aconitum Lycopodium is the only aconite which does not contain aconitin. So this can also be asked for our exams in NEET and all. Aconitum napellus is much more poisonous to carnivorous animals than herbivores. So this is described by Teste. It has been used throughout the history as an arrow poison. The root contains 9 times more poison than the leaf. Hunter dipped their arrows into the plants before hunting wolves, and hence the name Wolf's Bane. So, how the name of Aconitus napellus turned out to be Wolf's Bane is explained here. So, Helleborus foetidus is a violent narcotico acrid poison, and in fatal poisoning cases, death has also taken place in case of convulsions. So pulsatilla, it has a big bitter and acrid taste. So when it is chewed, when the plant is chewed, it causes burning in the throat and on the tongue. So they are irritant to the skin, and they produce inflammation and vesiccation. So coming to the non-homeopathic uses. Non-homeopathic uses, as we already like talked about, aconite is used as an arrow poison. Actia, so it is the root is used as the medicine for rattlesnake bite. So that is the reason it is also called as rattle root. It is used for menstrual pain and labor pain. So when the root is short, the it is also causing it is also causing sedative action, and it also alleviates, that is decreases the depression. Then in herbalism, the root is still used as a diuretic, as a cough suppressant, and it also reduces the inflammation and rheumatic pain. So Staphysagria, this was internally taken to cause vomiting and purge the bowels, and used externally in the form of an antidote to stings and bites. So here also we can compare with Apis mellifica, where it is also used for stings and bites. So hydrastis, the characteristic here we can tell the doctrine of signature. The yellow juice that is extracted from the root was used as a dye. The yellow root of this herb was used as a tonic for indigestion and treatment of cancer, liver disorder, fever, and heart problems. So pulsatilla, it was used to treat catarrhs, tooth decay, ulcers, and depression. So if you see the theme of Ranunculaceae, main theme is irritability, excitability, delicate temperament, and painful sensitivity. Coming to the characteristic features of Ranunculaceae family. Here, the temperament, if you see, it is always irritable, excitable, nervous, yet they are feeble and delicate temperament. Though they are irritable and excitable, they are very much delicate. So, coming to the miasmatic background, sora, syphilis, psychosis, and it is also containing tubercular. Main predominant is the soric miasm. So if you can take few remedies like aconite, actia racemosa, and helleborus, which mostly show the sora. Sora and psychosis is shown by pulsatilla, ranunculus, staph. Hydrastis covers all the three miasms, that is the sora, syphilis, and psychosis. So coming to the sphere of action. Sphere of action, main action is upon the nervous system, muscles, mucous membranes. So the other common features of Ranunculaceae, if you see corrosiveness, there is inflammation. Okay, it is acting on the neuromuscular system. There is nausea, vertigo, debility, feverish feeling. There is soreness, bruised sensation is there, aching is there. So soreness, bruised sensation, and aching we can also compare with other remedies like arnica. Okay. Then what are the other remedies we can compare with? Aching, pains. Anybody from the audience? So we can also compare the other remedies like Belisper, Rustox, right? Yeah, we'll go ahead. So on the mucous membranes, the action is inflammation, profuse discharges, ulceration, burning, and smarting pain. So we will differentiate now. So there is highly corrosive action which is causing moderate to severe inflammation on the mucus and the serous membranes, thereby leading to profuse discharges. So there is severe inflammation, then tumefaction and ulceration, burning, smarting, and rawness is present. So in all the buttercups, that means all the family members of Ranunculaceae, okay, they are acidic. The discharges are acidic. But whereas Pulsatilla has bland discharges, but acrid leucorrhea is present. So most acidic plants of Ranunculaceae are Clematis, Caltha, Hepatica, Hydrastis, Ranunculus scleratus. So we can also have acrid watery corroding coryza, except in case of Pulsatilla. Pulsatilla is having bland discharges, but it is having acrid leucorrhea. So Caltha, pemphigus, bullae surrounded by rings, itching, face is swollen, especially around the eyes, and there are pustules. Coming to the Pulsatilla, ulcers with hard, red, glistening areolae, itching, and then there is measles and also urticaria. Pulsatilla natalia, blotchy eruptions are there on the legs and back, and there is intense and violent itching. Staphysagria, eczema is present. That is eczema, that is dry eczema. Violent itching is there. Scratching changes the location of itching. So, and ulcers. So, there is shifting of scratching. Great dryness of the tongue and mouth in case of aconite, helleborus, hydrastis, pulsatilla, and staphysagria. In pulsatilla, there is dryness in the morning on waking without any kind of thirst. The pulsatilla is a thirstless remedy, right? So it is a triose of thirstlessness. So what are the other remedies for the thirstlessness, triose of thirstlessness? Triose of thirstlessness. What are the other remedies? Epis, gels, and pulse. Epis mellifica, gelsemium, and pulsatilla are the trios of thirstlessness. So dryness on the center of the tongue is aconite. Mapped or peeled tongue with burning and smarting, ranunculus scleratus. So there is increased thirst except in case of Adonis, pulsatilla, and helleborus. As we have already talked, there is pulsatilla is thirstless. So characteristic mental symptoms, if you come into, so they are extremely touchy. Extreme touchiness is very much characteristic. That is hypersensitiveness to all the external impressions. They are hypersensitive both mentally and physically. Aconite is hypersensitive to music, noise, touch, pain. Clematis is hypersensitive to touch. Pulsatilla to the heat and noise. Ranunculus bulbosus to touch. Staphysagria to rudeness and also to touch. So punishment, also from punishment, violence, and from sexual abusement. So Staphysagria is hypersensitive to all these. So because of this hypersensitiveness, Staphysagria is subjected to ailments from being abused and ailments after humiliation. So extreme fearfulness is seen in all the Ranunculaceae families. So there is fear of dark, fear of ghost, fear of insanity, fear of death is present. So extreme fearfulness. Aconite, fear of ghosts, dark, death, future, crowd, crossing the streets. These are the, like when we are asked fearfulness of aconite. So we describe what are the fears of aconite? These are the fears. Coming to the Actia racemosa, there is deathly fear of rats. Ranunculus bulbosus, there is great fear of ghosts, especially in the evening time. Pulsatilla, there is fear of opposite sex, marriage, fear of abandonment, that is fear that they will be left alone. Okay, fear to be alone, then fear of dark ghosts in the evening. Coming to the next mental symptom, that is violent anger and ailments after anger. So there is violent anger in case of aconite, pulsatilla, staphysagria, ailments from anger. So all these remedies mainly all the remedies are having, but more prominent in these remedies like aconite, simicifuga, pulsatilla, staphysagria. Anger, vexation from aconite, simicifuga, ranunculus bulbosus, staphysagria. So there is vexation that is long continued mental trauma. Okay, vexation means the long continued mental trauma. Now coming to the other mental symptom, that is they are sad and melancholic. They are very sad, they are hopeless, they sit and stare, they don't do anything, they doesn't speak out anything, they are in depression, they are gloomy, that is very sad, their face is so dull and all, they never speak, they sit alone and they stare, but they have fear of alone and they cannot try to be alone. That is also there in case of Ranunculaceae. So they are indifferent, disagreeable to meet, even to familiar company. So amelioration when alone in case of Helleborus and Staphysagria, but whereas Pulsatilla, they desire company. Aversion to company is seen in case of Aconite, Actia, and Clematis. So coming to the hysteria, there is hysteria in case of Helleborus, Actia racemosa, Aquilegia. So there is in case of Actia, there is illusion of dark cloud settled around her. Okay. Changeable mood in case of Pulsatilla and Hydrastis. So there is impaired memory and intellectual functions. Aconitum ferox has very rapid ideas. Okay. Absent-mindedness is present. So here, if you can see the image, this image will depict the person is going out, but he has not worn the pant. So that is trying, like if you see the picture, you can remember there is absent-mindedness. Okay, all the remedies cover absent-mindedness. So if you can also compare with other remedies, any other remedies, absent-mindedness. Can somebody unmute them? Dr. Mansi? Okay. So other we can compare with acid group. Acid group remedies are also having a little bit of absent-mindedness. Then a changeable mood. Most prominent remedy where there is changeable mood, which we often talk is about pulsatilla. So there is intense depression. So here coming to the dreams, there are dreams of amorous, that is aconite, clematis, hydrastis, pulsatilla, staphysagria. Frightful dreams in case of Aconite, Actia, Helleborus, Hydrastis, Pulsatilla, Ranunculus, Staphysagria. Impending evil in case of Actia racemosa. Dreams of animal in case of Hydrastis, Pulsatilla, Staphysagria. Dreams of snakes in case of Ranunculus. Okay. Then of dead bodies and of snakes in case of fights in Ranunculus scleratus. Elusive state of mind is present. So you can see the picture. It's showing a face, but in the face you can see a n number of animals that are present, right? So this is some kind of illusion. So illusion is not. It is a state of confusion. There is hypersensitiveness to all the external impressions, both mentally and physically. Already we have talked about this, that is to the music, noise, touch, pain in case of aconite, clematis is to touch, pulsatilla to heat and the noise, then ranunculus to touch, staphysagria to the rudeness, touch, violence and sexual abusement. Coming to the characteristic physical symptoms, dipsomania, there is excessive desire and excessive craving, you can tell, excessive wantedness, that is their desire for alcohol, or you can also tell it as alcoholism. So in case of uh, aconite, actia, helleborus, hydrastis, pulsatilla, ranunculus and staphysagria, we can C. Dipsomania. What are the other remedies? Hereditary alcoholism. Hereditary alcoholism is seen in case of syphilinum, right? Hereditary alcoholism is seen in case of syphilinum. So, delirium tremens. These are also, many of the remedies are anti-convulsive remedies. Okay. So, convulsions after anger, you can see in case of staphysagria. Thermally, they are chilly, aggravation from cold. Side affinity, if you see, the complaints are more on the right side. There is desire for acids and stimulants. Clematis has aversion to beer. So there is increased thirst in all the remedies except Adonis pulsatilla. Frequent and copious urination is present. Frequent and copious urination is seen. So there is irritability of rectum and anus. So here there are loose, bloody, slimy stools containing mucus with burning and pain in the rectum. But whereas in case of hydrastis, there is a lumpy stool with mucus and obstinate constipation you can see in case of hydrastis. So it is these all the remedies are indicated for amenorrhea, dysmenorrhea, and also for scanty menses. So there is sleeplessness, extreme pain is present, physically also, mentally also. There is dim vision and also night blindedness. So coming to the general modalities, so aggravation from a warm room, warmth, okay. They are chilly, but actually they are aggravated from cold also. Extreme cold aggravation is seen in case of Actia spicata and Staphysagria. So amelioration by coffee, gentle motion and open air. So if you see general amelioration in case of open air, aconite, there is both aggravation and also amelioration. Ranunculus, there is aggravation. So general aggravation during or after sleep, you can see in case of aconite, clematis, pulsatilla and staphysagria. So general aggravation from motion, you can see in case of aconite, cimicifuga, clematis, helleborus, ranunculus and staphysagria. Pulsatilla, there is amelioration from gentle motion. So amelioration from gentle motion is pulsatilla, right? General aggravation in the evening and night, aconite, cimicifuga, clematis, helleborus, pulsatilla, ranunculus, and staphysagria. So if you see aggravation from warmth, there is in general aggravation from warmth, okay, except Actia racemosa, Actia spicata, and staphysagria. So aggravation from tobacco. These are the remedies like aconite, clematis, helleborus, pulsatilla, ranunculus, okay, staphysagria. There is aggravation from tobacco. Aversion to milk or aggravation from milk. You can see in case of aconite, pulsatilla, and staphysagria. Okay, aggravation from milk already we have talked about. Aggravation from sour, aconite, pulsatilla, and staphysagria. So there is extreme desire for acids and stimulants, but except for clematis, which has aversion to beer. So now coming to the clinical indications in general. So perspiration on single part or one-sided. So you can, the remedies which are having one-sided perspiration are aconite, pulsatilla, ranunculus, bulbosus. So only on the single parts, aconite, helleborus, and pulsatilla. Lower part of the body, ranunculus, bulbosus. Perspiration unilaterally, that is on the one side. It is pulsatilla. Upper part of the body, that is aconite and pulsatilla. These remedies are indicated for glandular affections. So there is inflammations, indurations, there are tumors of glands, lymphomas, lymphadenopathy, okay, affections of the breast, affections of the testicles, prostate affections, etc. Right? In aconitum lyconatum, Clark has used it in the cases of scrofulous glands, Hodgkin's disease, swelling of the glands, cervical, axillary, and the breast. when there is swelling, Clark has used it and got good results. Clematis erecta, the glands are very hot, painful, they are swollen, and it is very aggravated by touch, I guess, this one. Then there is in swollen inguinal glands. Testicles are indurated with bruised feeling. Hydrastis, there is goiter in the puberty and pregnancy. Tumors of breast with retracted nipple. Hydrastis is also indicated for CA breast. Pulsatilla, prostatic enlargement causing ribbon-like stool or orchitis, testicles hang low down. So other remedies for ribbon-like stools? Other remedies for ribbon-like stools? So phosphorus is another remedy where you have tape-like or ribbon-like stools. So prominent action on the breast. So aconitum, lyconetum, swelling of the breast is present. Actia racemosa, there is inflammation of the breast. Peonia, breast ulceration is present. Pulsatilla, there is swelling of the breast with tensive pain as if milk is rushed into them and caused pressure while nursing. Lumps in the breast of the girls before puberty, right? Ranunculus, acute pain principally in the axilla and breast. It is so severe that she dreads of cancer. That is, she fears that she may get cancer. Then clematis, there is cancer of the breast. Hydrastis, there are tumors of the breast with yellowish discharge from the nipples. So many of the remedies are anti-cancerous remedies. So Actia spicata indicated for cancer of the stomach, Caltha palustris, uterine cancer, Clematis, cancer of the breast and womb, Hydrastis, cancer of the stomach and breast. Okay, these can be indicated pre-cancerous state or in the cancerous state. The remedy is also indicated for dropsy and effusions. If you see cardiac dropsy, Adonis vernalis is the one of the main remedy that we are indicating it for cardiac dropsy. So cardiac tonic after rheumatism, influenza, bright disease, low vitality, weak pulse, hydrothorax, ascites, and acerca. Aconitum ferox, cardiac dyspnea, must sit up with head resting on the palms. So this is the way the aconite ferox must sit when there is cardiac dyspnea. Helleborus, there are dropsical swellings. So hydrocephalus rolls the head constantly with moaning, greedily swallows the cold water, then bites the spoon. There is also renal dropsy indicated in case of nephritis, uremia, suppressed urine. Hydrocele from suppressed eruptions. Hydrothorax, chest is constricted and they gasp for breath. So ranunculus, it is also indicated for dropsy and pleurisy. Coming to the rheumatic affections. In case of rheumatic affections, aconite, there is acute rheumatism, there is severe inflammation of the joints, there are red, shining, swelling is seen, and they are very much sensitive. Actia spicata indicated for small joint rheumatism, wrist rheumatism, aggravation from touch and aggravation from motion. You see, Actia racemosa, rheumatism of the belly of the muscles. Muscular soreness is present, stiffness of the neck and back. This remedy is also usually indicated for cervical spondylosis. Then hydrastis, dragging pain and stiffness in back, must use arms to raise from seat. Piania, pain in the wrist and fingers. So pulsatilla, there are shifting kinds of pain. Okay. Tearing pains which are aggravated from hanging the limbs. Ranunculus, rheumatic pains. So ranunculus bulbosus is very much indicated for intercostal rheumatism, where there is soreness as if bruised in case of the sternum. There are severe stitches in the chest. They are aggravated by touch and motion. Muscular pain is there along the lower margin of the scapula. right? So ranunculus scleratus is also indicated for gout. There is boring pain sticking in the right toe. Staphysagria, there is backache morning before rising. So complaints, mostly the backache is present in the morning before getting up. So if you see the important rubrics of Ranunculaceae family. So mind, despair, anxiety with. So there are other remedies, but Ranunculaceae members are aconite, cimicifuga, helleborus, and pulsatilla. Mind, indifference, apathy, agreeable things too. Helleborus, pulsatilla, staphysagria. So in mind, sensitive, oversensitive, puberty in. During the phase of puberty, they are sensitive, aconite, pulsatilla, staphysagria. Eyes, gonorrhea after suppressed. Okay. Aconite, clematis, and pulsatilla. Stomach, anger, vexation, aggravation, fright with. Aconite, pulsatilla, and ranunculus. Stomach, inflammation, catarrhal, suppurative, anger, vexation, aggravation, aconite, pulsatilla, and staphysagria. Rectum, diarrhea, indignation, aggravation. Pulsatilla, pulsatilla nigricans, and staphysagria. Bladder, paralysis, anger, vexation, aggravation. So because of anger and vexation, paralysis of the bladder occurs in case of aconite, pulsatilla, and staphysagria. So coming to the male symptoms, male excitement, emotional aggravation, aconite, cimicifuga, helleborus, and pulsatilla. In case of female, abortions, excitement, emotional aggravation, aconite, cimicifuga, and pulsatilla. So these are the main rubrics where Ranunculaceae members are covered. So I have taken all the rubrics. Female, abortion, fright, fear, aggravation, aconite, cimicifuga, pulsatilla. Female, menses, anger, vexation after. Female, menses, suppressed, anger, vexation, aggravation. Female, menses, suppressed, fright, fear, aggravation. Respiration, mortification from, okay, pulsatilla, ranunculus, and staphysagria. Heart and circulation, palpitation, heart, anger, vexation, aggravation. Generalities, chorea, menses suppressed from. Chorea, generalities, paralysis, anger, vexation, aggravation. So these are few of the remedy rubrics. Now coming to the Ranunculaceae members where they are containing more than one emotion. So anger, ailments from aggravation, grief with silent. There is silent grief, also ailments from anger. Anger, trembling with. Anger, suppressed, controlled. Anger, anxiety, anger, vexation during. Anxiety, climacteric period in. Okay. Climacteric period is the period just before the menopause. Despair, anxiety with. Indifference, apathy, sadness with. So mind, sensitive, pain too. As already discussed, Ranunculaceae members are very much hypersensitive to pain, that is mentally and also physically. Mind ailments from anger, silent grief with. You can see the other remedies being, you can compare with Lycopodium natrimure, Ignatia. So these are the various other rubrics which Ranunculaceae members cover. So if you see Staphysagria, these are taken from complete repertory. Mind ailments from mortification, indignation with. So covering the highest marks. Okay. Mind ailments from anger and anger, indignation with. Ailments from disappointment. Ailments from indignation. Mind ailments from mortification. Ailments from sexual excess. Anger, face pale, livid with. Okay. Throwing things around, persons that offend, who, okay, who are offending them, they tend to throw the things towards them. The meaning of the rubric is that. Then generals, sleep, after sleep, afternoon, aggravation. So coming to the pulsatilla 4-mark rubrics, mind, consolation, amelioration, mind, timidity, generals, heat, lack of vital heat, warmth, aggravation, mind, thoughts, persistent music night, mind, weeping, joyful or sad thing, sad. Uh, these are the aconite rubrics, ailments from fright, accident from sight of an, anguish, death, presentiment of, predicts the time, fear, death of, restlessness, anxiousness, sensitive pain to, shrieking pain with the. Coming to Actia racemosa rubrics, vertigo, fullness and aching in vertex, female genitalia, pain, cramping uterus, ligaments broad. So broad ligament pain, Actia racemosa is indicated. Cramping uterus, ligament broad. Okay, right? Next, back pain, dorsal region bending forward, aggravation. So we can also compare with calica. Back pain, drawing dorsal region, scapula between, bending forward. So ranunculus bulbosus, we have abdomen pain, sore hypochondria in the evening, stomach, hiccup, alcoholic drinks after, chest coldness external, chest coldness walking in open air, chest pain weather changing, chest pain stitching weather change off. So there is stitching kind of pain changing because occurs mainly during the change of weather. Coming to the Helleborus niger, mind absorbed, despair, delusions, wrong, doing something wrong. That is he is committing something wrong. He may be. Envy, happy, seeing other people, insanity, madness, apoplexy after, sadness, menses during, menarche. So these are the references. So clinical, we can go through in detail, but I think it will take a little more time. These are my references. Thank you. Dr. Mansi?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Ma'am. Thank you so much. It
Thank you,
was
Dr.
a
Mansi.
it was a great session by you, and we have gained a lot of knowledge today. We thank you again,
Thank you, Dr. Mansi.
and I hope our audience also enjoyed this session.
Hmm.
So the session was really very informative. Thank